Good morning, guys. It's early in the morning in France, and we're sitting in the Kia Cee'd GT driving up another mountain, another hill. Now that we're on the road for a couple of days on these beautiful and nice roads, we really have some practice in doing that. And we're about to complete our first quest for this road trip, which is eating a nice and fresh croissant with some coffee in France. And for that we went to the bakery shop in our town where we stayed last night, and now we're looking for a good spot to enjoy our croissants. We got some very good croissants in the bakery, and yeah, we're looking for a place to enjoy them just the right way. And we're pretty hungry actually, because last night it was very hard for us to find something to eat. We thought, okay, France, a country where you can get good food pretty much anywhere, but we did not think about how early the restaurants close at the small town as we stayed in. We actually had to stay in Cannes, if you know that city. Very beautiful place, very French. But now we do have our croissants, we do have our coffee, so in a couple of minutes we will not be hungry anymore. My friend Andi is trying his best to get us up the hill as fast as possible, and as you guys saw in the last couple of episodes, that's pretty much fun in the Kia. So our first task for this road trip is completed. We have our fresh and nice French croissants sitting here and some coffee sitting here, and we're at another amazing view enjoying this breakfast inside the car, because on the outside it is rather windy and pretty cold actually. Only 8 degrees. That happens when you climb up a hill. But yeah, and here it's pretty comfy as well. Enough space to have some breakfast. So let's enjoy those. After enjoying this very yummy breakfast with coffee that was still a bit hot because Andi brought us up here fast enough, and I managed to not spill the coffee while holding it. We're driving down the mountain again, and then we will reach up for a very high mountain with, well, pretendably a very nice view as well, just like anywhere here. So this is pretty much driving paradise. We have a beautiful landscape everywhere, beautiful corners, beautiful roads. Just very nice here in the Vogesen. And like I said multiple times, those nice and tight corners are just the right kind of roads to have fun and hot hatch. Because in here we have slightly over 200 horsepower, we have a very direct steering, we have a rather light car, and that's just where you can get all the fun out. I mean, if you're just driving in a straight line, or if you don't have tight corners, then it does get a bit boring, then you kind of miss the whole sensation of acceleration or sound. But with those tight corners you can really focus on the driving itself, and you can really have that fun in this car. That's what I like about it a lot. It shows you that you don't necessarily need superbly strong acceleration or a completely mad sound like in a V10 engine. A daily usable car on the right roads, of course with the right setup, can be just perfect as well. And in that way I'm sure we're gonna make up our way to the next mountain. We arrived at our next stop. We are currently at the top of the highest mountain in the Vogesen, which is the Grand Ballon. And it's rather cold and windy up here. 6 degrees, but it feels like -5 with all of that wind. But up here there's a very cool store where you can get some really awesome honey variations, honey bread, honey whiskey, just everything with honey you could imagine. You can even get regular honey if you want to. So let's go in there where it's nice and warm. Good thing we have a heated steering wheel. And we even found some snow. It is really cold up here. That's still a leftover of last winter. It is also time to clean up the car for the first time now. We collected lots of dirt and dust, and we also caught some flies on our way through the mountains, up and down and up and down. You really collect a lot of stuff on the way there. So all of this dirt is actually a bit like travel souvenirs, but still on this nice, neat and shiny white paintwork. It looks a bit filthy, so I think white is a pretty good color for this car. Looks nice, shiny and fancy, but especially with the red accents. But I think a brighter color and a color which is a bit more special, a bit more different than normal would fit this car better, because this car is also a bit different than normal, just, you know, not average. So maybe a yellow tone or a nice blue, or maybe even nice green would really look good on this car. But that's a matter of taste. And we are out on the road again, and I really start to like the Kia more and more as we go on this trip. In the beginning I wasn't that sure, especially about the interior, you know, about the materials, about the graphical design of everything, the interfaces, the buttons. It is all a bit weird in the first couple of moments and minutes and hours when you're used to a European car. Then you pretty much have a mindset how the interior should look like, how everything should work and feel. Just like when you go in a supermarket, even though you never visited a supermarket, you have this basic kind of orientation, because the meat always pretty much stands where the meat is, and then the frosted flakes are next to the jam and the honey, and yeah, the good honey and all that stuff. And it's just like that in the interior. I had my, you know, image in mind of European cars, and then when you go in such a foreign Asian car for the first time, it's all a little bit weird. But when you get used to it, well, at least I really started to like it, because it is very much usable, and the materials really don't bother me. I also used to drive daily in a VW Golf with some great equipment, and also with some leather, you know, with a good interior quality. And of course it was always nice to feel that bit nicer build, you know, or the bit nicer build you would have in an Audi A3. It's always nice to feel that. But I have to say, even when traveling here with such a long distance and spending so much time in the car, it doesn't really bother me that the materials are the way they're made, you know, with much plastic and not that much of an superb quality or expensive look. The way they are, they do what they're supposed to do, and that's pretty much all you need. And I mean, I've been spending so many miles in this car the last couple of hours and days, and I'm not bothered. So if I would use this as a daily driver, doing some kilometers now and then this wouldn't bother me at all, because then I spend even less time in the car. But then this is something that really depends on your own taste. If you're somebody who really values a high quality interior, then you might not be very happy in here, I can imagine. But then the price point of this car really makes up for that, I would say. The more I think about it, the more I'm amazed by that, because this car starts at 24,000 euros as a new car, whereas a Golf or a Golf GTI, you have to put that comparison, or Mini John Cooper Works, they were above 30,000 already, and that's not just 500 or 1,000 more. That is a very, very, very major difference. And the driving fun in here, the excitement is just as good as in those cars, and also the daily driving capabilities. After having our very French breakfast today with the croissants and the coffee, and we also had some Nutella, I didn't show you that, but Nutella always has to be part of the breakfast for me. But anyways, now we're looking for a good French kind of dinner. We also bought some stuff from the store, some baguette, some cheese, and now we're looking for a good place to have a picnic to enjoy the moment, to enjoy the trip, and just to enjoy this beautiful landscape even more. And I'm pretty sure with those kinds of roads we will find a very good place to enjoy our picnic. Next stop, taking a French picnic with some baguette and some cheese in the trunk. And another amazing view on our way back to Germany to find our currywurst for lunch. Before we leave France to come back into Germany though, we found this wonderful view up here with this wonderful road, nice, twisty and curvy, and really just nobody around. It's so peaceful up here. So enjoyable. And another road where the Kia really feels at home, nice and twisty. And when there's just nobody around and you just hear the birds beeping a little bit, you really have a completely different feel when you're driving. It really feels just like it's just you and the car. And that is very much enjoyable. Oh my god, and we just found the cutest puppy ever. Oh, look at that. Now we're back on the good old German Autobahn, no speed limit, and now we can drive to the Nürburgring to get our curvers tomorrow, full speed ahead. Of course, this is a time lapse, so we didn't go that fast. The Kia unfortunately cannot do 400 kilometers an hour. You still need to get a Bugatti or Koenigsegg for that. But I do have to say it is usable in a very good way for long distance traveling. If you want to go fast, you can go well over 200 kilometers an hour, but of course then it gets very loud, and also the car, since it's quite small, short wheelbase, does get a bit nervous. But this is kind of a matter of taste. But I like that in cars like these, because you cannot go that fast like you can go in a supercar. But since the car is loud and moving, you really do feel the speed, so you do get that sensation of speed. So that is something I quite like. And if you don't want to go that fast, it's also very good for just traveling at mid speeds and just going from A to B in a comfortable way. The only thing I don't like that much is the lane keeping assist. In other cars that's solved in a way better way. This one just tells you on the side, oh, by the way, dude, you just left the lane, and it doesn't really do anything. It doesn't vibrate on the steering wheel, or it doesn't try to interfere. Something that's not particularly good is the fuel consumption, because even when you're going at a reasonable speed like 120, the other cars are way more economical, and especially with a small turbo engine like that, I would expect the engine to have a range where it can really work with consuming not so much fuel. So that's a bit a downside, but still you can use this car for longer tours without getting super tired, especially because those seats are so nice and comfortable. And so we're gonna keep on driving for a couple of more hours. We're probably gonna arrive very late at night, and then tomorrow we will get our currywurst at the ring. See you then.